Sometimes the most confusing part of schizophrenia for the person living with it and for the people who care about them is not the symptoms that get talked about on TV or in movies, but the quiet changes that slip in slowly. Feeling less motivated, feeling less joy, talking less, or finding it harder to connect with others. These experiences are called negative symptoms, and the name can sound harsh or misleading because there is nothing negative about the person. It simply means that certain abilities the brain normally supports, like expressing feelings, enjoying things, or taking initiative, become harder to access. This is the topic of today's video. I'm Professor Shania Rathod, a psychiatrist in the United Kingdom. I post interesting videos on well-being weekly on my YouTube channel. So please don't forget to subscribe and you will not miss out on the next one. Many people and families describe this part of the journey as subtle, but incredibly real and often the most misunderstood. So let's talk about these symptoms in a way that is compassionate, clear, and grounded in what people actually experience. One of the most common changes is something called avolition, which is a deep drop in motivation. It's not a choice, laziness, or lack of interest. It's more like the brain's energy starter isn't firing the way it used to. Even simple tasks, getting out of bed, taking a shower, starting a small project, can feel as heavy as climbing a mountain. Another experience is anhedonia, the reduced ability to feel pleasure. A person might still want to enjoy their favorite music, foods, hobbies, or time with friends, but the feeling of enjoyment doesn't show up. It's not that they don't care, it's that their emotional volume dial feels turned down. Then there's alogia, which means having fewer words. Conversations can feel slower or harder to initiate, not because someone has nothing to say, but because finding the words takes a level of mental effort that most people never have to think about. Blunted affect is another symptom, when the face or voice doesn't show much emotion. Loved ones might think the person feels nothing, but often there are feelings inside. They just don't rise to the surface in a visible way. And social withdrawal can appear when interacting with others feels overwhelming, confusing, draining, or simply too difficult when managing everything else that is happening internally. Now, here's something incredibly important to understand, and it's where the hope really begins. Not all negative symptoms come from schizophrenia itself. Many come from things that are treatable. Things like depression, anxiety, medication side effects, stress, trauma, exhaustion, or the overwhelming nature of the symptoms. These are called secondary negative symptoms, and when the underlying cause is treated or eased, these symptoms can improve significantly. For example, depression can take away joy and energy, making anhedonia and avolition seem worse. But when depression is treated, motivation and pleasure can slowly return. Anxiety can make someone avoid people not because they don't care, but because social situations feel too tense or unpredictable. Adjusting medication can help when side effects cause tiredness, flatness, or slow thinking. And simply creating structure, routine, and small achievable steps can gently support the brain in restarting those motivation pathways. When families learn this, something shifts. Suddenly, the changes don't feel like a permanent loss, but like signals pointing to areas where support or treatment can make a difference. And for the person living with these symptoms, knowing that these experiences aren't character flaws or moral failures can remove layers of shame and replace them with understanding. What matters most is remembering that negative symptoms don't define a person. They don't erase who someone is. They don't mean someone doesn't care, doesn't feel, or doesn't want connection. There are symptoms, a reflection of how the brain is struggling, not a reflection of who the person is. And with patience, the right support, gentle encouragement, and meaningful treatment, people can and do find small sparks returning. A little more energy one day, a small smile, a few more words, a bit of interest in something they used to enjoy. Recovery in this area is often quiet and gradual, but it is real, and every small step forward is a sign of strength, resilience, and hope for the person and for individuals who are caring for them. Please subscribe to this channel if you enjoyed today's video. The more subscribers I have, the more YouTube gives me the ability to make more creative videos. Like it, share it, tell it. Tell it to all the people you know, and thank you for watching.